And Sean Barton here from Tortoise IT. In this short video, I'd like to show you what the pods module for Divi can do for you and your site. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that you know more or less what pods is and does, but for those of you that don't, pods is a system that allows you to create custom post types, custom fields, and custom relationships for your WordPress site. For people like me who build a lot of sites, build a lot of complex sites or sites with a lot of custom post types, this actually is really handy. I've only really started using it over the last few days since people have recognized, people have mentioned it to me. I'm actually a big fan of advanced custom fields, but I've actually found this just as easy to use, with many of the features that you get with advanced custom fields out the box in the free version of pods. So certainly going to be giving it a go moving forward. I've created a custom post type called Sean Test, and then I've created what they call a pod. And really against that pod here, I've added a number of different fields just for testing purposes. So here we can see the different types of field that I've added, text, websites, and paragraphs from WYSIWYGs, dates, uploads, a variety of different types of uploads for galleries, for file uploads, for individual images. I've created relationships. Relationships are quite cool. So using pods, you can create bi-directional relationships. So if you want to have I don't know, have one post type linking to another, which sounds pretty useless, but actually when you think about it, is really handy. You could have, for instance, if you had a website with books and authors as two separate post types, you might want to see a list of books on the author page, but then on the book page, you might want to see who wrote it. And to save having to write that in multiple times, you just check a box, and then automatically it will update both post type items together. Anyway, getting a bit too complicated here, but for the sake of this tutorial, my pods plugin for Divi adds a couple of modules. Yeah, I've kept it small to start off with, just a couple of modules. One module, which is a single item, so it allows you to output a single field on the page in the Divi Builder, and I've created a table version, which will allow you to, if you had a number of different fields here, if we go back to our books example, we could have author, ISBN, I don't know, purchase link, image, and you could show those all together in a nice neat table. So if I go ahead and show you my Sean Test post type here, and I click into one of my example post type items. I've used the custom post type layout injector for this, but you don't have to. You can just use the normal Divi Builder above wherever you want to show these things, but they do work really well together. If we scroll down below the WYSIWYG here, you'll see this section called More Fields. That's created by pods, and from what you just saw a minute ago, where all the different fields were added in and all the different settings were there about what we can upload, what we can type in, how we want it formatted, that's all done by pods. And then it's echoed by my plugin on the front end. So here we can see the field name and the fields themselves. We've got an image upload with configurable title. We've got a small date field with date picker, that's quite handy. WYSIWYG, if you want to have a few of those. A gallery upload with configurable titles. Single file uploads. This is the relationship thing. So I've just chosen a checkbox option, and I've said that I want to be able to allocate a number of different posts to this and a single page just for testing purposes. Yours is likely to be a bit more uniform than mine is. It will probably make a bit more sense to you. You know, if you're selling cars on a website and you want to have make, model, color, engine size, seats, that sort of stuff, do all that with pods. Create your fields in pods. Create a post type called car. And then when you add a new car item, you'll have all the fields sat below. Now, if we go and have a look at the Divi Builder pages for this, what you'll see, my video's in the way. Put that out of the way. If we have a look at my Divi Builder layout for a single page, or this particular post type item, you'll see the new fields that I've created. I think it's called CPT page single. You'll have to create your own layout, but that's CPT injector. I'm going to work on the assumption you're not using CPT injector, and just for convenience sake, really. So you go to any post type that has the page builder active. So the pages post type does have the post this active. So we can just use the Divi Builder and you'll see the modules there. Here's what I made earlier, as they say. And I've created a pods items module and a pods single item module. I've just renamed these ones so I know what's what, really. And it's not a pretty layout at all. It's not designed to be. This is just my test layout. But if I go into, if I click in to add a new pods items layout, so you go into the insert module, you've got pods items and you've got pods single item. Single item, we click into it, and you'll see the ability to add a title, Sean title for video. Here we go, and we'll add ourselves just, I don't know, the paragraph output. There we go. All this stuff down here is configurable output format, but you shouldn't really need to use that too much with pods because a lot of it's pre-formatted anyway. So this is more for if you want to tweak things. You've got the design options as you'd expect down here. Quite a lot you can do in there. So nice and easy to make this thing, these bigger, different colors, borders, backgrounds, etc. Really nice layouts. If using the single item module, your layout doesn't have that particular, haven't filled it in, then that module won't show. So you're not going to have a bunch of empty boxes around the place if you've got a half-completed page. So back to our cars example, if you've got a new car to list on your website, and you don't know what color it is, or you don't know how many seats it's got, for instance, or why wouldn't you? But okay, then in that particular box, it would just not show the box at all. Or in the table item, I think you'd see a hyphen, but I'll show you that in a second. So we're going to show our test paragraph. I'm going to save that. That's our single item. In fact, I'll delete the pods items one because that is big. Now at the bottom here, I'll add another one for pods items to show you how that works. This works much like the tabs, the sliders, the maps that you get with Divi and the Divi Builder. You add the module, and then you've got these add new item boxes above, and you click into it, and there we go. Eventually, my computer's having a bit of a go slow. Come on, you. Okay, we'll give that a second. Hang on. Oh no, my computer. There we go. Had to pause it for a moment there. Had a bit of a computer-related incident. Too many tabs open. So this pods field. So when you're clicking into the add new item, you get this page where you then select the field that you want. So we've got our test paragraph there, but in this case we can have our here we go, test text. If we don't type a title in, it will use test text. We could say video test text. There we go, and save that. We can set different background colors and things to it as well. If we go into, let's have a website in there as well, and we'll say video website, and we'll save. Okay, default styling puts the table with a grey border with nice padding. Works quite well. You turn that off, then you can select things like odd and even row colors, text colors, different padding items. But frankly, I tend to just leave it as a table because it fits in quite well, actually. I'm going to delete these other ones because there's so much going on this page that it's never going to load at this rate. There we go. And I'll just delete that out of the way, just to make things a bit easier. Now, when I update the page, I've got two. I had to make a second one for fun. I'll just delete that now. Come on. There we go. Just delete that. Okay. Update one more time. This won't happen to you. This is my unscripted bad video. Right. So we're going to go into Sean test again, and we're going to view the test UI one, which is the one that had all the data in that I showed you a moment ago. And here we go. So what we're seeing here is Sean title for video. There we go. That's the paragraph text title. And there's our paragraph text from the pods box. We've got this table showing them on the right-hand side here with video test text, video website, as stated. And there we have it. Let me show you some other fields whilst we're on, just to try and redeem some credibility here for a moment. Let's add our relationship field, because that was quite a nice one to add, and we'll try and do a bit of styling whilst we're at it. So let's make the video box in colour. Where are we? Divi. Mine's in the Divi Library. I'll just reiterate this. In the Divi Library is where you would do things like the CPT layout injector layouts. Now, this actually will work a treat. So in our cars example or our books example, you create your custom post type, books or cars or whatever. You'd add your CPT layout injector plugin to override the single layout, which means you only actually need to make the layout, the Divi Builder layout one time. And you set it in the Divi Library and you assign it, and that's it. I will show you an example on a standard page in a moment, I think, maybe. Here we go, CPT page sync. So this is just a layout I've saved, but yours will be on a page most likely or anywhere else. And here we go. We'll just go and edit this, and we'll add into here the pods single item module, which I've gone past. No, I haven't. It's right in front of me. There it is. Pod single item. And I'm going to add relationship posts. And I'll say related, I can spell, related posts. Okay, so we have a title, and then we have a relationship. This will create a linked list of items. In future versions, we'll be able to do a bit more, like show the featured images and stuff. But for now, we've just got an unordered list. So here we go. That's saved. Let's go back to Sean test. And we'll view UI1. I've linked 3 or 4 different posts to this particular post type item. Oh, okay, 6. 3 or 4, 6. And there we go, related posts. And then you can click through to any of those, and that'll take you through to the appropriate item. So if we imagine in this case, we're creating our car example, related might be other cars by this seller or by this vendor or whatever. And you have a list of other things that are in the stock list, or other Hondas or whatever. You just basically choose whichever one you want. You can have as many of these relationship fields as you want, and they really do work a treat. So there we have it. You have a single item module, which we can style using the design settings. We have a table module, and again, I've used the single item module to show a slightly different type. It's all through the pods plugin, which is free in the wp.org plugin directory. And this plugin is the pods module for Divi, creates those 2 modules for you, and it will hopefully make your life quite a lot easier, because you can drag and drop the fields around and style them as if they were Divi Builder content. Anyway, any suggestions, as ever, do let me know. I'm keen to extend this plugin and make it fantastic. More fantastic it is already anyway. Enjoy, and this has been me, Sean Barton from Tortoise IT. Thank you.